Hello and welcome to Bottom Line. As Northeast continues to be on high alert in the wake of the global coronavirus crisis and more focus is being put on capacity building, distribution of relief has also clearly picked up pace. Making essentials available to the commoners, especially the daily wage earners and the homeless in some cases, is an equally important task in order to avoid a crisis-like situation on the streets. While the respective district administrations under the directive of the state governments are devising strategies to make essentials available, some good Samaritans have also pitched in during this time of crisis, lending a helping hand to the most needy. In Assam, the state police is spearheading the effort to ensure the provision of food to low-income groups with the help of NGOs and organizations, both social and religious, who have volunteered in this time of crisis. Elsewhere in Shillong too, the Gurdwara Committee has come forward to help the needy, even as churches in the hill state have also donated to the Chief Minister's Relief Fund. So overall, NGOs, social and religious groups and even individuals are pitching in at a time when humanity is in crisis. So what does it take to pull off such tasks at this hour of crisis? How are the authorities working in tandem with organizations to make the initiative a big success? To know more on this and to discuss this, I'm being joined from Guwahati by Mr. MP Gupta, City Police Commissioner. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Also joining me from Guwahati is Mrs. Seema Hussain, founder, People in Serving Assam, or PISA, Secretary, Managing Committee of Sri Guru Singh Sabha, Shillong. Dr. Kamaljit Singh also joins me, and member of Meghalaya Chamber of Commerce, Pavan Surana, is also joining me live from Shillong, whereas in Imphal, I have with me Mr. Khuraija Mathoba, Secretary General of the United Committee Manipur. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us. I'll go straight to Mr. MP Gupta, sir. Thank you so much for your patience. I know you are a busy man and you have to go. My first question is this. In the last 5 days, 6 days of lockdown, a picture of police that usually comes out in media, national media, elsewhere, is of, police beating up people. Unfortunately, that is something most visual. But here is Assam police leading from the front as far as distributing relief is concerned, and also coordinating with NGOs, religious social groups, to ensure the most needy are not deprived. Can you tell us something about the entire initiative which you have undertaken?
Yeah, so in Guwahati, as elsewhere also, a large number of kind-hearted people and philanthropic organizations, NGOs, have come forward to help the needy people, because some people are stranded, some people are in need of food. So they have come forward, and we are connecting these people with our resources to the people who are in need of food. So we have constituted a special team of police officers who are in touch with people willing to help, and we are connecting these people with the needy people, as well as we ourselves are distributing, because some of these organizations do not have the wherewithal to distribute the food. So they provide us the food and we take them to the people who need. So in this process in Guwahati, since the beginning of the lockdown, we have catered to thousands of people at different places who are in need of food.
And when did it occur to Assam police to try and initiate something like this? Because the police department has been very busy trying to enforce the lockdown norms and several other law and order issues that might erupt. So in between all this, when did you decide that yes, no, we have to do something like this? It's very important equally, and despite also facing a shortage of manpower, how are you able to pull it off? Yes, of course, you have the support from the NGOs and groups, but still it's quite a task.
Yeah, hello.
Right. We have our main task is to enforce the lockdown that we are doing, and because that's of primary importance in view of the corona outbreak. and we are urging people to stay indoors, and we are everywhere all over the city to enforce the lockdown, request, educate people to follow the lockdown. At the same time, because of this humanitarian crisis which has arisen out of this process, there are people who are in need of food and sometimes medical assistance, so that kind of thing. So we are reaching out to them. So we have constituted a small team of police officers who are dedicated and who are dealing with this kind of helping people who are in need. So apart from the special team, all over the place, the police officers have been briefed to reach out all these people who are in need of help, because these are some people are because of the lockdown. You see, some people who are there are movement restrictions on the movement, etc. So it's for the police to reach to them, and as usual, Assam police has always been helping out people, and so we are doing in this special occasion also.
Now, we have seen, especially in Assam, including Guwahati, that despite the lockdown, people have been thronging markets in large numbers. In several places, there has been, little or no regard for social distancing norms. What would you like to appeal to such people at a time when the entire district administration and all the authorities are trying to ensure that the lockdown is a success, because it's very important that it's a success. Social distancing is the need of the hour.
Right. So by and large, people have responded well, and they are following the social distancing norms and staying indoors. But there are some people who are not obeying. So we are enforcing as far as these people are concerned, and we are appealing to people that this lockdown is the only way in which we can stop this corona epidemic from spreading in our people. So that's very important. People should step out only in case of very emergency situation, not otherwise. So for routine work, people shouldn't step out. People should stay indoors for their own safety, for the safety of their family members, for the safety of the community. So social distancing and staying indoors is very important. And even if somebody has to come out for some emergency purpose, they should always maintain the social distancing norms, that is, maintain a distance of at least 1 meter from each other.
Absolutely. What are the challenges that you are facing in your relief operation, in which we are coordinating with the NGOs and religious social groups? What are the main challenges you are facing, if at all you are facing any? I'm sure, because logistical challenge is one key issue. Guwahati again is not a small area. So what are the major obstacles that you are facing at the moment?
As you said, it's Guwahati is a big city, large number of people are staying here. So we are reaching out to as many people as possible with the help of the philanthropic organizations. So there's not much of difficulty, but there are some small problems which we are sorting out, and we are reaching to maximum people that we can. With the available resources.
Not only people, we have seen footages, videos, pictures of policemen even taking the initiative of feeding stray dogs. I mean, that's something very noble and really appreciable, that the police force has also not restricted itself to distributing relief to humans, but also stray dogs, hundreds and thousands of them in the streets of Guwahati. So yes, the police is quite active at this point of time, for sure, as far as relief, distributing relief and essentials is concerned. And even as we have on our screens, pictures of cops actually feeding stray dogs. Quite remarkable.
Yeah, right, because that is also another dimension of the whole issue. So this creature also needs to be taken care of. So to the extent our people are reaching out to them also uh, to do whatever is possible to be done.
My last question to you, Mr. MP Gupta.
Because
yeah.
at this moment police is present all over the city in different places doing their duties. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My last question to you, well, there are many groups and organizations who would want to come out and help the poor and needy, would want to come out and take part in this relief distribution of relief materials. But again, you know, can we allow everyone to come out and participate? Because again, that may defeat the very, you know, cause of social distancing norms, or, you know, in some cases may also lead to overcrowding. Are, you know, anybody who wants to come out, do they necessarily have to take a permission from you or the district administration before they go ahead distributing relief? Is there any such method in place?
No, that's why people who are interested, what we do is we have a team, so they can give the food to us rather than they themselves going to different places. And our team goes and they distribute maintaining the social distancing norms, so to avoid overcrowding. So that method we are following, so that the social distancing norms are followed strictly. So in our process we are following it with social distancing norms are followed very, very strictly. So that's why we are not encouraging people themselves to go in large number distributing food. No, we are collecting from them, and we are sending our teams who are sensitive to the to social distancing norms, and they do it following the social distancing norms.
Lastly, before I leave you, Mr. Gupta, what is your message, your appeal to the people of Guwahati in this hour, in this time of crisis?
My only request, appeal to the people is that please stay home. Do not step out of your home unless it is a very, very emergency situation. Please stay home and stay safe.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sparing your time for us. I know you are busy, but thank you so much for your perspective on the entire issue, Mr. Gupta. That was City Commissioner of Police, Guwahati, MP Gupta. I would now come back to my panelists. Thank you so much also for being patient. Seema Hussain, Khuraja Mathoba, Kamaljeet Singh, every one of you. Thank you so much for being so patient. Seema Hussain, founder, PISA. You have been at the forefront, thick of things, thick of action, distributing relief to people, the needy in Guwahati. How has been the experience so far, ma'am?
Yes, Noborun. Actually, PISA was formed 2 years back, and since then we have been reaching out to the man on the street, distributing food, clothes, as well as, educating their children. And so when this crisis happened, it is natural for us to reach out to these families, the poorest of the poor. And yes, we have been on the field ever since.
Great. I also have with me Dr. Kamaljeet Singh, Secretary, Managing Committee of Sri Guru Singh Sabha Shillong. Gurdwaras in Guwahati, Shillong and elsewhere in the country have been actively participating in relief operations. Dr. Kamaljeet Singh, first of all, congratulations on the noble initiative that the Managing Committee of Sri Guru Singh Sabha Shillong has initiated. It's much appreciated in this hour of crisis. How is the response that you are getting?
Thank you. It's very overwhelming actually for all of us, because when we started on the day 2 of the lockdown, we were providing packed food for about 200 people, and that is increased to today to 520 people.
Oh, that's quite a number.
So, on a daily basis, we are increasing by 50 to 60 people almost.
Great initiative during these times. Basically, this is one question that I wanted to ask you. It's not just about India, but anywhere in the world where there's a Gurdwara, be it the UK, the US, Canada, it is the first one. The Gurdwara committee is the first one to go to the aid of the needy. This is something remarkable about the Sikh community, isn't it?
Yes, I know the Gurdwaras have opened up in almost all the countries and cities almost all across the world. But, Sikhs are by nature a very giving kind of people, very generous. And be it whatever, be it the floods or any natural calamities or now Corona, everybody, even people from our own community here in Shillong are continuously calling me up and telling me that, brother, we want to do this work. Please give us an opportunity to come in. And, for me, it's become difficult to control everybody now. Whom do I send for the distribution? Whom do I keep for the cooking? So, it's
a problem of plenty for you.
Everybody is very much willing to be a part of
Great initiative there. Kuraija Mathoba, what do you feel about the supply chain in Manipur capital Imphal as of now? Are people, is essential commodities reaching the people? Is the distribution chain doing fine? What is your take on that?
Well, Aruna, first of all, in the last couple of days, I think the state government have started distributing some PDS items, especially the rice, to the people. And in that distribution, there are certain, issues that has popped up, because this is the first relief material that the lockdown people are receiving at their home, and it's been quite a while that people have been, advised to remain indoor. So there is certain level of, scarcities in various essential commodities. So because of that, the people are very conscious and very, sensitive in, receiving this kind of relief material for the first time. And therefore, as it has been, executed through the previous state government's own system of, distributing the PDS system across these, various localities of the state, there are certain, variation in the quantity, the way they are doing this. So we could find some reaction from the various section of the society and from various people groups that the distribution is not being rationalized. In certain area, there has been the quantity is different from the another area. But the Honorable Chief Minister has already, as he has already declared to the public, that certain amount of quantity will be received by such as families. And as he has already declared, people were expecting that much. But that's not happening, as per
So why do you think is that happening? So why do you think is that happening in this time of crisis?
It needs to be
if at all,
systematically chalk out first. Because the previous system of distribution of PDS system in Manipur, it's being influenced by the local MLAs and their nominee agents and all. So we appeal that the state government should try to holistically approach this time, because this is a human disaster. So it's a natural calamities. So at this kind of emergency situation, we need not to be confined to a particular system. It needs to be more transparent, more effective. It should be more efficient. Therefore, we have been suggesting to the state government that it should be distributed through the local civil voluntary organizations. Local clubs, we have local clubs, we have local organizations, and if that happens through that, then I think it will be more effective and more efficient, and transparency will also be very, it will be more. On the other hand, we as a civil voluntary organizations, many of the local clubs and all they are volunteering to extend their support to help out all those who are being locked down in their respective homes. But having said that, the people are the volunteers are not yet being particularly being trained basic skills how to prevent from the virus itself. They are also very much vulnerable to the virus. if they go to various locations for, distribution of certain items, or in order to, go for a disinfecting, measures, whatever they have to do, it needs certain basic knowledge, basic information, how to, handle it. So the state government needs to systematically, chalk out a policy so that we can, those who are willing to extend their support, the voluntary groups, even though if they want to extend it, they cannot simply, let it go, let it do, because that the consequences for that mistake, a small mistake, or that will be, very, very severe. So I think it's really high time.
Probably the government.
And on the other side,
yeah,
the state government has been, releasing certain various advisories from time to time to prevent, to control, and to contain the, viruses from spreading further. But people are not effectively, complying with the advisories. Why? Because, as you know, we are not habitual. The people are not habitual with the, new method of advisories that, regarding social distancing, self-quarantine, then,
But is there any way out? Is there any alternative? Is there any way out?
It's not habitual to the common people. Therefore, people are finding it difficult to, follow the advisories. Therefore, we need to, increase the amount of, sensitizing, informing, and cautioning the people more. Therefore, I think the state government has to boost up in this sector as well. Even today morning, we had a very unfortunate situation that in our local market, the district administration and the chief secretary has released a notice yesterday. And in that notice, it was notified that the certain duration of amount in the morning, certain duration of time will be relaxed so that people can get their, essential commodities from the certain notified markets. But the people were panic buying. They all rushed. They forgot, social distancing. They forgot. They don't even care to maintain the queue. Therefore, the police has to again, immediately, impose the curfew and send back all the, people. So such things are happening, and therefore I think right now we are facing a very, unlikely situation here.
Clearly, awareness.
To educate,
awareness is lacking.
Make the people more informed and cautious about the possibilities,
Absolutely,
about the consequences of being infected with this virus. It has to be what do you say? It has to be more systematically done right now.
Absolutely. Well, I'll have to go for a short break, but before that, I'll come back to Seema Hussain. Ma'am, it's a great thing that you are taking the relief operations, the relief materials to the people. You are feeding the poor, the needy, but I'm sure there must be some challenges. What are the key challenges that you are facing at this moment, if any?
Well, yes, Noboron, everybody has been very cooperative with our endeavor. However, the challenge is for the food to keep coming in so that we can go on with our distribution on a day-to-day basis, because due to this 21-day lockdown, the people are facing immense problem. Today we were in a colony in Hafiz Nagar where inside the shanties there are so many people, family members in one room, and they are daily wage earners, and therefore it is very difficult for them to survive. So a challenge is to getting the materials on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely, big challenge. We'll have to go for a very short break here. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Bottom Line. We are discussing the relief operations, the relief materials, the delivery of essential items being carried out by the Good Samaritans, NGOs, social, religious groups. Everybody is pitching in, coordinating, cooperating with the respective district administrations and the state government to reach the most needy and poor. If I can go back to Kamaljit Singh of the Gurdwara Committee Shillong. So, as of now, are you having volunteers from only the Sikh community, or others are also involved in some localities, as your initiative is being appreciated? And do you also plan maybe to extend the number of volunteers in the days to come, maybe?
As of now, we only have volunteers from the Sikh community. Maybe one or two people, they just walk in by themselves. But otherwise, we don't have any plans of expanding as of now, because it's just the 5th or the 6th day into the lockdown. Let us see as and when the time arises, and when the need arises, then we will surely welcome people from other communities too.
And what efforts are you taking in identifying those who actually need the service the most? I mean, it's one thing to feed people or distribute relief, and a completely different to ensure that the services reach those who are in extreme need. Identifying people who need help is also equally important. And did you face any difficulty in that?
There was only one area that was identified by us initially, where there were about 150 people. But when I told the district administration about this, they helped me identify 3 other locations, mostly homeless people who were isolated and brought into these municipal board shelter homes. And in that way, the district administration has helped a lot in identifying a lot of places and people, and they're continuing to do so. There are a lot of calls from different localities and individuals also saying that so and so, such and such area wants so many food packets for the other day. So what we do is we send our people first to do a small recce. 1 or 2 have turned out to be hoaxes, because they don't actually need the food, but probably they're just trying to jump the gun and say that yes, we need the food. But then if the media can help us actually pinpoint and locate those homeless and very needy people who are going hungry, we will really appreciate that.
All right. Seema Hussain, are you carrying out your task, your relief operation on a daily basis as of now? And how many people have you been able to reach so far? It's been 5 to 6 days of lockdown, and it's not easy. So is it a daily affair as of now? Are you being able to do that?
Yes, Naborun. In fact, we started this distribution process even before the lockdown started, the day before. So while we see people hoarding, the rich people hoarding stuff in their homes, it is the poor who are looking on, and therefore we decided to, give them some rice, dal, and other essential commodities. So we have started even before the lockdown, and we are continuing. And we have actually more than 1,000 people have been, fed by us.
1,000 people, that's a big number. That's a big number. Kuraija Matoba, as you mentioned that maybe there are some shortcomings in the distribution process right now, and as far as awareness is concerned, nobody is stopping the NGOs, the pressure groups, the social groups to also raise awareness on their own. These are times when probably we cannot depend fully on the government as far as the awareness part is concerned. Yes, relief distribution, the government has to do it, but probably as far as awareness is concerned, social organizations, NGOs, civil society groups also have a big role to play. Do you see such groups doing their job at this point of time instead of just complaining that the government is not doing enough?
Regarding the feeding of informations to the masses, we have also been doing that, but we could only hardly do through medias and certain mediums. But we cannot actually come down on the field because our volunteers need to be equipped. They need to be first given the basic skills to handle this kind of very situation. We cannot simply expose it to the the viruses, the environment, outer environment. Therefore, I think we need a coordination. What we are saying is we need a good coordination with the state and the voluntary organizations and whoever, any groups who want to volunteer themselves for the for the betterment of the masses. So it is the prerogatives of the state, of course, to contain and control it. But people are ready to support the government. People are ready to extend necessary help to the government. Having said that, it has to be systematized. It has to be under one single command. That's what I'm telling. That the state government's advisories, people are yet to comply with the advisories. They are not habitual. They are not being able to even if they are willing in their mind, they couldn't physically comply it. So these kind of challenges are here. So it needs to be systematically done. Therefore, the state government has to coordinate with all the voluntary organizations, local clubs, so that they provide certain standard guidelines, standard procedures, standard techniques to the volunteers and the civil organizations, whoever, so that it can be systematically work out.
So
that is what we are suggesting.
Is there enough presence of the government officials, those from the district administration, those probably from the social welfare department on ground in this hour of crisis to lead things from the front? What you're talking about is that you want to see presence and things streamlined. That is not happening. Do you see enough presence of government officials on ground to streamline those things, or even that is lacking according to you?
No, till date, our only information that we have is through local media and their press releases which has been distributed in social media. That is only that much, because say even in my locality we have a local club, we have local organizations. My own civil organization, United Committee Manipur, is also here. We did already held a press meet. We already extended our all sort of basic information that needs to be make aware to the people. We have already done that, but till today there isn't any communication, any contact from the district administrations or from any other government agencies to the local clubs or organizations to create a coordinated effort, to create a coordinated system so that we can handle it together to make it more effective. That is what lacking for now. Yeah.
Point taken. If I can go back to Kamaljeet Singh in Shillong. Well, you just said that yes, initially there was a bit of a hiccup in identifying, but yes, the district administration came to your rescue. Groundwork, well, yes, you have done some amount of groundwork before going ahead with identifying those who need the relief. So are you also contemplating, since you are actively involved with the district administration, as you mentioned, are you also contemplating launching maybe a helpline number of sorts where people can reach you, maybe a WhatsApp helpline number where people can reach you with if they need assistance, so that there is no confusion, there are no hoax calls at the same time? Is that a possibility? And the kind of challenges you still face in reaching out to the people that you are still facing?
I think that's a very good suggestion that you've given me. I wouldn't mind exploring this suggestion. If we can have a WhatsApp number and a helpline, I think that will help us pinpoint the people and the groups who are really needy, and we can reach them somehow or the other. We have a lot of volunteers with us. We will reach them for sure.
And market-wise, what is the situation? As you have already informed that you are making over 500 food packets for the needy. Now, it's not easy to feed 500 people every day. So any pinch of crisis that you are facing or, as far as the supply chain is concerned in procuring those materials, be it rice, be it pulses?
See, being a Gurdwara, as of now, we have buffer stock, which might last us for another week or 10 days. But after that, we'll need to look for the supplies, especially the pulses and the rice and all that. But we have a lot of Samaritans here. There are a lot of people from the Marwari Sabha, the Rotary clubs, the NGOs, the lodge, who are contributing in their own ways, and many individuals also who are helping us in their own ways from outside. And let's see, as the time comes, we will have to try and gather all these food supplies for us to carry on and
yes,
without any hindrance.
yes. And currently, are you also accepting contributions from outside the community? There would be many who would want to contribute since it's a noble initiative.
Yes, yes. Actually, we are not asking for any donations, any contributions
is
per se.
understood.
But if anybody wants to come and donate, they're most welcome. It's a Gurdwara. People come and donate anyways.
Similarly,
so if
yeah.
anybody wants to come and donate, you're most welcome.
Yeah. Similarly, Seema Hussain for PISA, are you also getting increasing calls from people who are willing to contribute, who are willing to be a part of this noble initiative, of this noble gesture, and also people probably who want to join you as volunteers as you get famous doing nice things?
Oh yes, Nabarun, definitely. I'm flooded with calls. People are willing to come and help me. People are giving donations. People are giving food supplies and everything. And my volunteers have also shared their mobile numbers with people so that, no one goes hungry. Anyone can give us a call anytime. And yes, we have received calls. So tomorrow we are going to a colony where there are laborers who have been unable to go back home.
Okay.
And they haven't been paid their wages. And so we have to go and rescue them, give them relief. And yes, one more thing I would like to point out is about the insane people roaming around in the streets of Guwahati. Yeah.
Yes, go
Yes,
ahead, go ahead.
and I would like to ask the social welfare department, yes, and then I would like to request the social welfare department, to keep them in the shelters during this lockdown period, because they also having a very bad time on the streets.
Absolutely, absolutely. The homeless people who are the most vulnerable, you can feed them, but it's not in your capacity as an individual to give shelter to everyone. That's where the social welfare department has to step in. That's where the government has to step in. Kuraja Matoba, well, yes, the government will do what it can, but on the part of the social civil society organizations in Manipur, are initiatives also being taken to probably reach out to the most needy, where there is no help coming? Because social organizations many a times or most of the times have a bigger reach than the government.
Yes, yes, definitely. And we have also already started, forming a task force, relief task force. And I think hopefully from tomorrow onwards, another section of, our student community is about to start distributing, sanitizers and face masks and all. And we are also looking forward to start, distribute certain essential commodities, groceries and all to various, people, needy people. So initiatives will be coming in. People are doing that. Localities are doing that. Many localities are doing at their own, own way, at their own system. But my only concern is it has to be, streamlined. It has to be under a standard procedures, because if one gets, this particular way of communication, this particular way of, the way this virus get, infected, it's really dangerous. And we are not aware, we don't have any experience in the past.
If I am to ask you, give us 5 steps, 5 points through which government or the district administration, let's take it district administration wise, should streamline things from tomorrow, things that you feel is not working out. That's your opinion, of course. Things that you feel are not working out, maybe 3 to 4 steps that the government should immediately take, the district administration should immediately take. Would you like to point them out quickly?
I can't point out, but I think they can come out with a list of, do's and don'ts for the volunteers who are going to, volunteer themselves in certain, who will come down on the field, and they should also have certain, support at their capacity. So if they come out with certain guidelines for the volunteers, not for the common masses, but for the volunteers who are willing to do something who are willing to, sacrifice something for the betterment, for the welfare of the society, they can come out with certain, do's and don'ts, and accordingly, the local volunteers, groups, they can follow that guideline, and accordingly, we can systematize it. That's the appeal. Yeah.
All right, at this point of time, I'll also be joined from Shillong by Pawan Surana. Pawan Surana is a member of Meghalaya Chamber of Commerce. Pawan Surana, how is the supply chain situation? How is the supply chain situation? Any pressure on the stocks front as far as stocking essential items is concerned, Pawan?
Not so much pressure. The supply is normal, sir. Only a bit difficulty in the transportation of the goods. But the people, they are panicking so much, sir. That's why there's heavy rush at the market and also.
Okay.
Means
now
the supply is quite normal, sir, now.
Okay. But wholesalers have a crucial role to play here, especially in ensuring that prices do not shoot up unnecessarily. What steps are they taking? Are you also monitoring things?
Regarding the price and also means the price of some of the commodities, they have grown up mainly because of the labor cost. It has been increased. The transportation cost, it has been increased. So mainly these two factors and some of the other factors also. Mainly because of all these factors, the transportation cost and the price of some of the essential commodities has been increased, sir.
Now.
And regarding the packing material and also they are not getting, even the meal person and all, they are not getting the full packing material and all, because the government, in some of the state, the government have closed the factories and all of the packing material.
Yes,
that's why this some of the
these will have ripple effects. We do understand. We do understand. Labor cost has gone up. Factories has been shut. So yes, a nominal increase in price would be there. The district administration is surely keeping an eye on the grocery shops, the retail outlets to detect any possible overpricing.
Yes, sir. All the departments, they are fully active, sir.
So
each and every day, twice and thrice.
So there is monitoring at every level.
The market and all. Yes, sir. They are there, very active, sir.
And what about the role of the headman as far as ensuring distribution is concerned, proper distribution, and also in preventing panic buying and spreading awareness?
Regarding the headman and all, he is playing a big role, sir. Means because they have to inform each and every person about the social distancing and all. Because, from our side also, we are doing our best to keep the water, sanitizer, the mask and all. We are giving to the customer if they are not having and all. So
and Pawan Surana, it's 5 to 6 days since the lockdown. Is the Meghalaya Chamber of Commerce also trying to ensure that essential stocks reach grocery shops in each locality in equal amounts so that the distribution in the town is even?
Yes, it should reach everybody, and we are doing our best to divide the goods to each and every consumer and each and every retailer, so that one person does not hold the goods, and it should be divided and distributed to each and every person, sir. And as you said, that 5-6 days has gone, and still 14 and 15 days more to go, and we have got enough stock, and the supplies means not so fast, but the goods are coming, and the department is also helping us. So the remaining 14 and 15 days will
and my last
and let's see after 21 days what will happen, sir.
Yeah, my last question to you: are essential items reaching the state from outside at this point of time on time? Of course, as far as local vegetable produce is concerned, that may not be coming in at this hour, but are other essential items coming in on time?
So means they are just getting late by a day or two. Regarding the vegetables and all, sir, I don't have quite so much idea, as I'm a wholesaler dealer of the food grains item. Yeah. Essential items, sir, means they are coming, sir. All the supply and of all the goods, they are. It's
coming, but it's late by a day or two, which is fine. Thank you so much, Pawan Surana, for joining us. Seema Hussain, would you like to invite like-minded NGOs, social groups to join your network to broad-base things further because it's a 21-day lockdown and things may get a bit challenging in the days to come. Would you be welcome if other like-minded NGOs, groups, individuals would like to coordinate, collaborate with you?
Yes, Nabarun, this is an unprecedented situation which we have never seen earlier in our lifetime perhaps, and the hardest hit has been the poor people. Yes, grocery stores and vegetable markets may be open, but people do not have the cash to go and buy these items from the market, and so the poor is the hardest hit. Yes, I definitely would like to tell the people, yes, to adopt 5-6 families and just to take care of them during this lockdown period so that no one goes hungry. And definitely I would like to invite like-minded people to come and work with us.
Absolutely, absolutely, a great initiative there. Dr. Kamaljit Singh, it is amply clear that you and your committee is not doing this for any personal glory. It's a noble gesture, and a step like this definitely sends out a message of peace and unity all across, doesn't it?
This is the time when there are always good times, but it's the bad times where communities need to reach out to each other and show them that yes, at least in our point of view, the Sikh community is always there to help all the communities who are there in Shillong at any given time and anywhere.
Yeah, and my last question to you, any plans in place to extend this helping hand to other parts of Meghalaya if the need arises? We have border areas, we have remote areas where it may be difficult to have smooth supply of essentials throughout. Are you getting requests any already from other parts, especially rural Meghalaya, to also lend a helping hand?
Yes. See, the thing is, this morning I got a call from somebody in Sora. I don't know the person. He called me up. He said we are in dire need of food, not cooked food, but they want ration there because probably it's not reaching them. So we are also thinking of doing that, but again it depends on whether we will be allowed to travel inter-district, because as of now I've heard that it's not allowed. But
yes, travelling would be a problem.
We will surely explore ways of doing this.
Travelling would be a problem, but nevertheless,
different parts of the state.
Yeah, nevertheless, a great initiative by the Gurdwara Committee in Shillong. Even in Guwahati, they are rendering great yeoman service. Thank you so much, Asima Hussain, Kamaljit Singh, Khuraija Mathoba, for joining me on Bottom Line. So, well, there are people, groups, NGOs, individuals, religious, social groups willing to help. It's for the government to make use of their services. It's for the social welfare departments of the respective states to make use of their services. Yes, lockdown is very important, the most important thing, but equally important is to ensure that food and essential items reaches the last person. On that note, it's a wrap of Bottom Line.